The Wisconsin Assembly and Senate held a joint public hearing on Wednesday morning to discuss a proposal requiring a supermajority vote of the legislature to raise any taxes. Senator Vukmir and Representative August had more on their minds than a special session bill.
This bill is the first step, but as many of you will see when you head back to your offices and check your emails later this morning, Representative August and I are also introducing the constitutional amendment requiring the same two-thirds supermajority.
Even with a potential amendment on the table, supporters say it's important for the special session bill to continue to move forward. They say it's a matter of covering the bases.
As the chair mentioned, people want certainty. And I believe we need to pass them both because there are members that do not want that certainty. They believe that if the statute is passed, that can be overridden, which it can be like any other statute by future legislators. And if you, and the game plan may be, which I fear, is that for those who don't want the statute, they would like to have it in statute instead of in the Constitution. If you pass, obviously, the constitutional one, it's going to take 2 sessions. If the houses change, you're never ever going to get it, and that certainty will disappear. That's why, at this moment, we need to pass them both and run them both at the same time.
Democrats had their objections to the idea of requiring a supermajority.
I guess whenever I look at these supermajority things, I mean, doesn't this really just thwart the will of the people? I mean, we just had an election, and obviously the people spoke and they voted accordingly. So we have different majorities here of different House of Representatives in Washington, and we have another election 2 years from now. So, I mean, the will of the people was expressed in that election. Why do we need the supermajority? If the people don't like something that's going on, obviously they have no problem about throwing out a lot of people every 2 years. I mean, they did it in 2008, they did it in 2010. Why isn't the majority good enough?
And the will of the people, I think, is exactly what we're doing here. We heard over and over again throughout the campaign that people were concerned about taxes, and they're mostly concerned about state spending. And this is our attempt and our way to say to them we mean business, and that we are once and for all going to be serious as we move into a budget cycle, that we're not going to raise taxes. That is going to force us all to look for ways to cut spending.
For the proposed constitutional amendment to be adopted, both the Assembly and the Senate need to approve it this session and the next session. Then it would go on the general election ballot, where a majority of state voters would then have to approve it. For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmulski.